Hi, I'm Monica Lieris. In this video, I'd like to share a little bit of information on how evolution, the duplex mind, and social acceptance can drive our behaviors and what we can do about it. Have you ever thought about who's behind the wheel of your vehicle? I'm not talking about your car. What I'm talking about is your everyday reactions, responses, and decisions. Here's how evolution has had an impact on some of my life decisions. When I was a young woman, my father gave me his best advice for finding an appropriate husband. Wanting a family of my own, he said, "Sweetie, don't choose a husband, choose the father of your future children." What do you think his advice was based on? Well, you see, my strong desire to have children in my early 20s, along with my father's advice for me to choose a father for my future children rather than a husband for myself, were part of evolution's programming designed to influence reproduction and the survival of the species. Passing down my genes by choosing a good father for my children is one of evolution's ways of helping to ensure the survival of my offspring. At the time, it sounded like great advice, and soon enough I was married and had little ones in tow. What I didn't realize at the time was the enormity of having made these decisions, and by letting evolution take the wheel for making these decisions, I had some big revelations ahead. While reproduction is a very basic evolutionary process, marriage and effective child rearing definitely is not. Eventually, I went from being a young mom and wife with no clue about how to do it right to becoming a single mom with no clue, trying to manage a full-time job, school, a house, 2 teenagers, and a dog. While I'm grateful for the duplex mind's automatic system, which is designed to help me have quick reaction times like avoiding an accident while driving or sensing danger and protecting my kids from harm, it unfortunately also didn't always work in my favor. It actually did me a disservice far too many times by engaging my fight or flight response, which allows for a quick reaction time to perceived threat. Sadly, this happened far too often when it came to dealing with typical teen behaviors like anger, disobedience, and disrespect. Little did I know that there would be consequences in store for reacting in frustration and anger when stress was high, teenage defiance abundant, and patience scarce. I really wish I would have had the knowledge, skills, and mindset to intentionally activate my mind's deliberate system more frequently. Activating my deliberate system, which is a much more difficult process to navigate, would have led me to think before I reacted and helped me to control my responses better, thereby overriding my automatic system's quick, knee-jerk reaction to verbally lash out for those perceived offenses. In other words, choosing the hard button would have been much better. Responding calmly and thoughtfully would have fostered a much better relationship with my children. Although I'm a much calmer, more peaceful person now who favors the deliberate over the automatic, I'm still negatively affected by my previous reactivity. You see, as much as I've changed and grown, given everything a mom could give and have loved without fail, I still today have a strained relationship with one of my adult children. Hopefully one day the clouds will part and the wounds will heal and we'll be able to meet somewhere near the middle. So why is it so difficult to share this with you? Well, whether I know you or not, you're still a part of my social group. You see, as social animals, we're designed to want to be socially accepted. In fact, evolutionarily, social acceptance has been paramount to our survival as individuals and as a species. People will do just about anything to fit into their group and avoid being cast out. So even though I realize that no harm will come to me if I'm judged or criticized by you, the thought of it sure does evoke something akin to the fear of death. The reason for this is we still carry the wiring of tribal people, which is where we all began. If a member of the tribe had been rejected and exiled from the group, how then could they pool resources and food, find protection from other tribes and animals, or have children all on their own without the help of their group? They had a much slimmer chance of survival if rejected. Thus, a natural response akin to the fear of death was actually a valid fear. This is one of the reasons why we're still so afraid to not be accepted by groups, even today. So today, I'm choosing to just take the wheel and override evolution's plan for me to fit in, be accepted by the group, and pretend I've done everything right. I choose to not let the fear of rejection steer me away from my deliberate intention to be vulnerable, to live an authentic life, and to share with others my experience as a human on this planet. So what's the moral to the story? The moral is that each one of us has a journey with many choices to make many times a day, every day of our lives. We can live like automatons following the default settings of our evolutionary programming, or we can choose to override that programming, including the innate drives and largely unneeded fears that come along with it. We always have a choice between our deliberate and automatic systems, including choosing peace over anger, love over indifference, and vulnerability over fear. Now the question is, which path will you choose?